So this set is a little breakfast set here, and this is a piece of toast with an egg, some pancakes, and this is a sweet bun and syrup, and then a coffee mug with a donut, and then a strip of bacon. So these are the cookies, and as far as the icing goes, we have burgundy, dark brown, a medium brown, and then a light, I'm not really sure what this color is, to be honest with you. It's for the toast, so it's kind of a light beige, got a little bit of a yellow to it. So those are our main colors here. And then we also have some blue, some white, and some red that we'll be using. And then we'll also have a little bit of bright yellow, some black, and then a little cup of sprinkles. So when you order the kit, that's everything you'll get, and then you'll also have the option to get either one of these boo-boo sticks, which is plastic, it's really good for the kids, or a scribe tool, okay? And basically you use them for the same thing. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So let me get it's always good to have either some wipes or a paper towel that you can wet, and you'll want to have a pair of scissors so that you can cut your bags open. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to outline everything. And so I guess probably the first thing we'll outline, we'll get our, we're going to take our blue here, and you're just going to snip the tip of the bag, and you're just going to give it a light cut, just a small cut. And I recommend that you test it out on either a piece of paper or off to the side somewhere, just to make sure you've got a good cut. And it can be either thin or thick, just depending on which way you prefer. And you're going to squeeze and lift up and drag a thin line. So you want to be sure that you lift up while you let that icing fall. So practice that a few times, and then once you get the hang of it, or if you need to cut your bag a little bit more, what we're going to do is we've got a donut here that kind of overlays on top of our coffee mug. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're just going to start up here, and you're going to go around, and you're just going to guide that icing as it falls, and you're just going to draw out this little circle here, so it makes this complete circle. Okay, then right here there's a line, so you're going to come in a little bit, and you're going to leave a little bit of space above and a little bit of space below. And then we're going to go over and down and back over. Y'all see what that's going to be? That's going to be the handle to your little coffee mug there. Okay, and then all you're going to do is you're going to come back up here, and you're going to just follow the shape of the cookie. You're going to outline your mug, and you notice how I'm holding that icing bag up. So I want to point out that if you're not happy with your outline, you can just take your scribe tool and just scrape off any areas that you weren't happy with. And again, this is going to be available for you guys to order the decorating kit, and then you can watch the YouTube video. And then this is also going to be an upcoming workshop that I do at the studio. So next you're going to come over to your stack of pancakes with your blue, and we're just going to go right across this little plate, and then we're going to come down, and we're just going to outline the little plate there, okay? Alright, so I'm going to set the blue aside for now. Okay. So next, we're going to take our dark brown, okay, and this is the darkest brown that you have. Remember, we also have burgundy, so you don't want to grab the burgundy, you want to get the dark brown. You also have a medium brown, so make sure that you have the right color, and then you're going to mush up your bag just to make sure it's good and mixed up. And then again, just like the blue, we're going to take our scissors and we're just going to snip the very tip of this bag. Now the brown is going to be a little bit more thin in consistency than that blue, so you'll want to go ahead and just off to the side, give it a little bit of pressure, lift up, and drag out a few lines so you can get a feel for the consistency of the brown. So we're going to go over here to our syrup bottle, okay? So kind of similar to what we did here, except we're not going to draw this line here. We're just going to start around and over. Okay, we're just going to do the inside of the handle. And then we're going to go and we're going to outline the handle on the outside with the brown. Okay. Then we're going to go up, and then we're going to leave the top, and we're going to come down to about right there. So it's kind of even with where your handle left off there. Then you're going to come down, leave a space, you're going to go over, and then back up to this side here. Okay, so next we're going to take our red and we're going to snip the tip of this bag. And so on our red, we're actually going to use that to connect right here on our handle. And then we're going to go across in a red line. And then we're going to connect here, and then we're going to go across. And then we're going to connect here, and then we're going to go across. And then we're going to connect here, 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 and then we're going to connect here And that's going to be our label here. So I'm going to come in just a little bit more. Then you can also go ahead and outline the lid and some of that red. Hello everybody on Facebook. So what I'm doing is I'm decorating this breakfast theme. This is going to be for a new workshop, and I'm recording a tutorial video that I'm going to post on YouTube. And at some point tomorrow, what I'll do is I'll post this set as an upcoming workshop, and then every set and every workshop that I do moving forward, it's going to be available. That was my son, by the way. That was not me. He just burped. You can order these kits at any time from my website, and then you can watch the YouTube tutorial, or you can watch this live or this video on Facebook if you prefer Facebook. So it's not that you have to wait for the workshop. You can always watch these videos on YouTube. So that's how I'm gonna do that from now on. So just letting you guys know. I notice there's a lot of y'all watching. So all right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this the same dark brown, and I'm gonna move this a little bit closer to me. And this is my little toast here. Okay. So on my toast, I'm going to take my dark brown, and I'm just gonna outline all up here on the top, and I'm just holding that bag up and dragging out that thin line, and I'm just following around. I'm just following the edge of the cookie, and then I'm going to stop there. So my icing did a weird thing up here. It had a little clump of something. So I'm going to take my scribe tool, and I'm just going to scrape that off. And then I'm going to go back in here and redo that section. Well, it's going to mess up again, isn't it? I'm going to clean. Sometimes you just kind of have to squeeze out your bag. Sometimes there's little clumps of icing in there. So this here is going to be like an egg shape. So it doesn't really matter how this looks. You can just kind of do a odd shape here. Oh, you know what? Scratch that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I messed up. Don't do that. Don't do that in brown. I just got ahead of myself. Just leave it. It's a good thing this is all going to be covered up in icing. And I'm kind of tired, so. Anyways, don't do that part yet. Just ignore me. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. So just leave that open for now. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna leave it. We're just gonna leave that just like that, okay? And so I'm gonna grab my white, and you're gonna take your scissors. You're gonna snip the tip of the bag just a little bit. You can always cut more if you need to. And again, you can practice a few lines off to the side on a paper plate, whatever you need to. And then you're going to come in here with some white, and you're going to do that little squiggle. So So you're gonna do a little squiggle, and then you're gonna go ahead and come in here and do another little squiggle here for your egg. And then somewhere in the egg, it doesn't matter where, you just want to pick a spot and you want to do a little bit of a circle. And you want it to be, you know, a good size. So just draw out the little yolk area. And it's really important that you hold the bag up and let the icing come out in a thin line. So you have to hold it up and drag it to get that thin line. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna move this up. And I'm gonna get my little stack of pancakes here. I'm just kind of giving people a chance to do that. If they're watching the video, I don't want to rush through all this because I know how it takes a little bit of time for people to get kind of caught up here. Okay, so next we're going to take our, this is our light brown. It's the lightest brown you have, okay? And we're just going to snip the tip of the icing bag. See, if it's kind of bent up, you just kind of pull it out. Give it a little snip, okay? So then on our pancakes, we're gonna come in here and we're gonna outline, and you see these little ridges? You're just gonna do each little ridge as a little section, okay? So you're just gonna come in here and you're gonna follow the shape of the cookie. You're gonna drag out a line and you're just gonna do little sections here for your pancakes. So you're gonna just follow the shape and create a little section here. And like I said, you want to hold those icing bags up so that your icing can form a thin line. Okay? So you're just going to outline each little section there. And again, if you're not happy with it, just scrape it off and go in and outline again if you need to. Okay, so next we're going to take our burgundy. This is your burgundy icing, and again you're just going to cut the tip of the icing bag, and again you don't want to cut much, you just want to snip a little bit. And if you need to try it out. Okay, so this is a really good example. So if you didn't cut it big enough, it's just gonna do like this weird squiggly line, and it's just gonna be all squiggly. So that means I didn't cut a big enough hole. So I'm gonna just trim off a little bit more. And so there's my line, okay? So on the bacon strip, I'm gonna come here and I'm just gonna outline the outside edge. And I'm holding it up. And I'm gonna do the other outside edge. So you just hold it up to get that thin line, and you're just gonna guide it as it falls. Okay, and then you're gonna come in a little bit, and you're gonna follow that same shape. You're gonna do that on both sides, and you're just gonna do a little strip here, and then you're gonna connect the top, and you're gonna connect the bottom. Okay. And that's the burgundy. So you're just gonna do a strip on each side in the burgundy right there. And I want to mention too that all of these cutters are from Christina over at Get Baked, from her Etsy shop, and she does amazing cutters. I've been getting a lot of her cookie cutters. They're super cute, and I just think they're just super adorable. And so all of these cutters came from her. They're super cute, super cute. All right, so now we're gonna take our medium brown, okay? And if you need to mush it up, you can. And again, we're gonna cut the tip of the bag. So just snip off the tip. And again, if you off to the side, you just want to do a couple lines and make sure that it's cut good. Then you're just going to go up here and you're going to go across the little strips and connect that middle section. So you're just going to outline the top and bottom, and you've completed the outlining on that cookie. So the last thing right here is going to be our cinnamon bun. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to, at the top, we're going to kind of swing down a little bit and swing back up with our medium brown, okay? And then you're gonna come down and outline the rest of the cookie. We're gonna leave the top. And we're gonna finish off the top with our white. So you're just gonna come around here at the top. And you're going to outline this top section with some white. So again, this is going to be another workshop. And also you can order the set to take home and decorate, and you can use the video on YouTube, or you can go back and rewatch this live on Facebook, whichever you prefer. right, and so finally we're going to take our medium brown and we're going to go back up here to our donut and mug, and we're just going to outline with a medium brown the outside there. Okay, and then you're going to do the inside. You're just going to do a little circle. Just going to do a little circle there. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can always scrape it off if you need to. Okay, so now we're going to take our dark brown, our dark brown. Okay, we're going to do our toast here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this dark brown and we're going to hold it close and we're going to give it a good squeeze. And we're just going to go ahead and squeeze a wide amount, and we're going to go right up next to the inside of our outline, and you just want to give it a good consistent amount of pressure, and you want to try to keep the width of this line the same width as you go around. And you're going to go all the way around, okay? Just like that. All right. Then you're going to take your lightest color, and you're going to come in here and you're going to squeeze, and you're going to follow around your egg, and then you're going to squeeze right up next to that dark brown, and you're just going to hold the bag close to the surface, and it's going to force that icing in a wide line as you go, and you're just going to squeeze right up next to that brown, and you don't want to leave any space. You just want to squeeze right up next to your brown. Okay, and then you're just going to continue touching icing to icing, and you'll notice how I'm squeezing at the top of the bag with my fist around the bag. So I'm giving it a good amount of pressure, and I'm holding the bag straight up and down. I'm squeezing it with all of my hand around the bag, supporting the bag from all the way around the sides, and I'm just squeezing out, and I'm coating and covering the entire surface. Next, I'm going to take my scribe tool, and I'm just going to come in here and slightly agitate the surface to help it smooth out. Fix this little area here. Okay. Next, we're going to come over here to our pancakes, and we're going to flood in this bottom pancake. You're just going to squeeze that out. Nice consistent pressure. And you're just going to fill up this bottom pancake here. I'm going to go ahead and fill it up. And then you're going to skip one and do this next to the top one here. So you're just going to squeeze that bag with a good amount of pressure, holding it straight up and down, supporting the bag with your fist. and give it a good squeeze and fill up that next to the top one, okay? And if you need to use your scribe tool to slightly agitate the surface on this, you can certainly do that as well. Go ahead and push this piece of toast back, and I'm going to take my dark brown and I'm going to go ahead and flood in the syrup bottle. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to flood in the top bottle here and then around the handle. And then come around here to the bottom and flood this bottom section in using that dark brown. Just flood it all in, okay? And then if you need to use your scribe tool, if you have any little air bubbles, you can pop the air bubbles and you can move that icing around and get it exactly where you want it to go if you weren't able to quite do it with the icing bag. Let's go ahead and flood in your syrup bottle. And after that, you can take your burgundy and over here on your bacon, you can go ahead and flood in the two outside sections here. And if you'll notice, I'm holding the bag straight up and down. And I am just pushing that icing where I want it to go. Go ahead and flood in both of the strips on the outside with the burgundy. Okay. And again, if you need to push it around a little bit with your scribe tool, go ahead and do that while the icing is still wet. I'm going to go ahead and bring down my coffee mug and donut. And I'm going to go ahead and flood in this donut section with the medium brown. So again, I'm just going to hold the bag straight up and down. I'm going to squeeze with my full fist. I'm supporting the top of the bag with my hand as I squeeze with a good amount of pressure. I'll go around the outside first, and then I'm going to go ahead and come in here and do the inside. Okay, and then I'm going to make another pass, filling that in. And if you don't quite get it all the way, just come back around and finish it up. Okay, and then take your scribe tool if you need to and just agitate the surface a bit and move the icing if you need to. Get it where you want it to go, and then pop any little bubbles you might see. Okay. And then while you've still got that light brown, go ahead and flood in your cinnamon bun. And we're just gonna squeeze with a good amount of pressure. This is a large surface to flood, so you want to go as quickly as you can. So you want to go around touching the outside edge first. You may want to make sure that you don't leave any space. You want to go ahead and put that icing all the way up next to the inside of that outline. So then once you do the outside edge, you can really squeeze. You just really want to make sure that you're supporting the bag at the top with your fist. You're putting a lot of pressure on that bag, so you want to make sure that you've got a good hold on the top. And you're just going to flood that entire section in. And if you need to use the scribe tool, come in here and pop any bubbles. Or if you see any little lines in your icing, you can go in here and swirl it around. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill in the cinnamon bun. And it also helps if you twist the bag a little bit if you need to. And then we're going to come in here on our bacon, and we're going to flood in this middle section with this light brown. So you're just going to come in here, and you're going to touch up next to that burgundy. And you're going to go ahead and do the outside first. You want to go in here and connect, and then once you do that, you can come back in here and finish out the middle section. And just fill it all the way in. Go ahead and fill it completely in so you don't see any cookie. And then you can take your scribe tool, and then you can come in here and push it around and get it up next to the burgundy. Pop any little bubbles you might have, and get it all exactly how you want it to go just by agitating the surface there. Okay, so you're flooding the donut, the cinnamon bun, and the strip in the middle.
I'm just watching.
What do you think?
Good.
Can you tell what it is?
No.
You didn't even look. What does it look like to you?
Is that coffee?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's breakfast.
Oh, breakfast.
You get it now?
Are you? Like, oh, you're just...
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on Facebook, and I'm doing the video for YouTube at the same time. And then this
Oh,
is...
you're live.
Mm-hmm. And then this is going to be my next...
What's up?
Clay says hi, everybody.
He's loving.
Yeah. So this will be one of my next workshops that I post. Do you need anything, sweetheart?
No, I'm just watching.
Okay, well, don't lean on the chair, okay? Thank you. you'll have to get Trevor to put that other box of Dr. Pepper's in there, or if you want to do it, I took the empty one out. Okay, that's fine. All right, so now we're going to take our red and we're going to go ahead and fill in the top of our lid on our syrup, and we're going to go ahead and fill in the little label here on our syrup. So again, you want to squeeze at the top of the bag, and you want to go ahead and do the outside edge first. And then come back in and go back around and coat and cover the entire surface of that cookie. All right. So I'm going to take my scribe tool and I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to slightly agitate the surface of that red to get it to smooth out. Come in here. I'm just going to slightly agitate and get it exactly where I want it. Sometimes the consistencies are a little bit different, but you can still get it to do what you want it to do. Okay, so there's the red. Oh, my stomach's growling. All right, and then next I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go ahead and fill in my plate. And again, I'm going to take my scribe tool and I'm just going to agitate the surface slightly with the tip of that needle. And get that to smooth out. It's hard for me to see at an angle here. If it's all the way connected at the top. Okay, I think it is. We shall see. Go ahead and put in the plate. I'm going to have to get my thinner blue here. When I make the sets, I'll have to make sure that I make the blue a good consistency. That was a little bit thicker than I thought. When I make the sets, I'll make sure the blue is where it needs to be. All right, so then you're going to take your blue and you're going to come in here and you're going to go ahead and fill in your coffee mug. So I'm going to go ahead and go up next to my donut. And I can't quite get right in there exactly, so I'm not going to worry about that for right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish flooding. I'm just going to go ahead and come in here and flood in my handle. I was watching something noisy. Just fill all this in. A little bit more there. All right, so I'm going to take my scribe tool, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this blue in this little tight spot here. And if you don't have a scribe tool, you can use a toothpick for this. And you're just going to pop any bubbles you see and get it where it needs to go. Shut that door. And then you can also go ahead and take your lightest brown. And again, I'm just going to move. I'm going to push this up. And you can go ahead and fill in your 2 remaining pancakes. And again, you just want to twist the bag and then squeeze it at the top. A firm amount of pressure. Just go ahead and fill these in. Aren't these cute? These are so cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so I'm gonna move my syrup. Get my toast back down here. All right, so now I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to go ahead and snip open the tip of this bag. And then I'm going to come in here and on the egg portion, I'm just going to fill this in with some yellow. And don't be afraid to go ahead and fill it in good and tall, because this yellow will be just a little bit thicker so it will stand up. Let's go ahead and fill in the yolk of the egg. Okay. Then you're going to take your red icing, and we're just going to take that red and we're just going to lift it up. And we're just going to squiggle, squiggle. little splat of red. All right. And you're going to come in here and you're just going to squeeze right up next to that. Good firm amount of pressure. And we're just going to go ahead and flood that entire section. Okay. Now you can leave it to where it just looks like it's got that texture to it. You can also do like a little splat here if you want. So you don't have to smooth it out. You can leave it looking like it's got all that texture to it. Okay. And if you want to smooth it out, you certainly can do that as well. Okay. So I move my cinnamon bun down. As you can see, these are really good sized cookies. These are really big. All right, so now I'm going to take my white and on this little cinnamon bun, I'm going to take my white and I'm just going to fill this top section in with white. Go right up next to you. That medium brown. And I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. Okay. Then I'm going to take my dark, this is my darkest brown. This is the same brown from the toast crust and the syrup. I'm going to take this brown and you want to wipe the bag clean. You want to start in the middle and you just want to go on the top of that white and you just want to swirl around. And you just want to swirl all the way around here. Okay. And then you can take your white and you can come in here and you can flood in your egg. When you get to the yolk, you're just going to go right up next to it, just like if it was on the outside edge. Let's go ahead and fill that in. And then if you need to take your scribe tool, and push any of that up next to that yolk or pop any bubbles or get that icing up into these little areas here. You can do that as well. It's really important that you either have some wipes or a wet paper towel handy, because you will definitely need it. gonna bring my cup down here. Okay, so now on my cup and donut, I'm gonna take my white, okay, and then on the donut here, I'm just gonna take some white and I'm gonna lift up and I'm just gonna kind of squiggle around. Right on top of that medium brown, and then I'm going to come in here and squiggle close to the opening. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. So you want to make sure you leave that light brown showing on the outside and on the inside. And go ahead and flood that in with your white. And just fill that in like you would if it were the cookie itself. You're just going to flood in that section. Okay. Now you have a little cup of sprinkles that comes with this decorating kit. And so you're going to take the lid off and you're just going to reach in and you're going to take some sprinkles and you're just going to drop them right on top of that white icing. I don't recommend you sprinkling them using the cup because it's really hard to get them to go where you want them to if you're just sprinkling the cup. They tend to go everywhere. So just do a little pinch of them. And just drop them all over that white icing. The one that got away. You can have lots of sprinkles or you can have not very many sprinkles. All right. And then also you can use your scribe tool if you need to kind of push them around a little bit. If they kind of were hanging off, you can just slightly tap them and get them to go where you want them in that white icing there. Who doesn't like a donut with sprinkles? Now we're going to take our white icing and we're going to come down here on our cinnamon bun. And we're going to do a few little swirpty-lurps. This is my technical term, swirpty-lurp. You're just going to do a few of those, and then you're just going to come in here and you're just going to fill those in. With that white icing there. And again, if you need to use your scribe tool to get that where you want it to go, or pop any little bubbles, etc., etc., you can do that. So I'm going to take this and switch it out. So on my pancakes here, I'm going to come up here with my dark brown, and I'm just going to kind of outline some swirpty-lurps. I like that technical term so much, I'll use it again. We're going to have some syrup over the top here. Okay. And then maybe we'll have a little bit here as well.
I have a mic, it's not working. And people can't hear me. I'm trying to talk to my friend on phone, but
I don't know how that works. You'll have to ask Trevor.
I'm not sure.
And if you can't get it to work, we'll have to get you one, okay?
Okay.
Kids and their technology. So we're just going to come in here and we're going to fill all this in with that dark brown. Just go in here and fill it all in. We've got some pouring down the sides here. And maybe a little bit dripping down here as well. Because who doesn't like syrup? Syrup, syrup, syrup. Almost looks good enough to eat. Love breakfast. I like to eat breakfast just any time of the day, really. Give y'all a chance to get caught up there. And again, those who are watching on Facebook Live right now, this is a set that I'll be doing a workshop on, but then also you can order this kit from my website and you can watch this video here on Facebook, the replay, or you can watch the video I'm recording on my YouTube channel. So this will be available for you to order at any time, and then you can decorate this set. And that's how I'm going to do all my sets moving forward. You could either come to the workshop or you can order the kit and watch the video without having to wait for the workshop. It'll be on Facebook and my YouTube. Alright, so I'm going to take my syrup. Now I want to say at this point, everything at this point is going to be optional add-ons. You can be done with this right here. If you want to add these next little details, you certainly can. So that being said, I'm going to take my my white Okay, and then just here, just real small, I'm going to take a tiny little bit of white and I'm just going to kind of come down and add just a little light reflection there on the bottle, and I'm going to do that again down here. Just a little bit of a reflection there. Okay, I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to go right across this red just to add a little pop of color. And I'm going to take my scribe tool and I'm just going to smooth that down a little bit. Okay. So next I'm going to take my black and I'm going to go ahead and cut the tip of this black. And you want to cut it a small amount. You don't want to go too big on that. Okay. And so down here on the bottom, I'm going to do a circle and a circle. And a little smiley face. Okay. And then I'm going to take my white. And again, you want to make sure that you clean the bag. And I'm just going to do 2 little dots right inside that black. Okay. It's cute, huh? Then over here on my syrup, I'm going to do a circle. And I'm going to do a circle. And I'm going to do a smiley face. And then I'm going to take my white and I'm just going to do a little dot of white right inside that black. I'm going to come back over here and I'm just going to make the little cheeks come out a little bit on that smiley face. Same right here. I'm just going to do a little bit of cheek. Little bit of cheek. Okay. On my bacon. I'm going to do circle and a circle and a little smiley face. I'm going to take my white dots right inside that black. Oh, I dropped a crumb. Oh man, I dropped a crumb. Oh, come on. Get away from there. Right, and then I'm gonna do a little cinnamon bun. Now on the cinnamon bun, I'm gonna do curve and then flip out. A curve and then flip out. And then a little smiley face with the cheeks. Because she's happy, because she's so sweet. You can also do some little eyebrows if you want. You can make some little eyelashes coming off if you want. Cheeks here. On your bacon, if you wanted to, you could take your light brown and you can come in here on your bacon and you can just add some little slight little details, just some little squiggle lines. Again, this is all optional. You don't have to do all these little details. You can just be done. But I just want to show you some of the things you can come back in here and add if you want to. You could also, I hope I don't screw this up. You can write syrup on the red. On the label, you can write syrup. Do I want to do that? I'm not really good at letters. Okay, I'll try it. We'll see. If I mess up, it's y'all's fault. Y'all didn't stop me. Is that how you spell syrup? I hope it is. I just ruined my whole video if it's not. Syrup. I made them wonky on purpose so they wouldn't have to be even. All right, and so then I think I need to put a little bit of yellow at the top here for some butter. And I can't see it. I'm going to have to turn it. So I'm going to take my yellow and I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of butter right there on the top. Maybe I'll have it kind of running down. Maybe it's melted butter. Some melted butter. There you go. All right, I think that's about as much damage as I can do. You've got different eyes. You got some that have eyebrows, some that don't. This cute little smiley face here, eyelashes. So, and move this down so y'all can take one last look before I end the video. And again, this set here you can order and decorate at home watching the videos either on YouTube or Facebook. And I'll take some pictures of these and I'll post these tomorrow. Hope y'all have a great night. Thank y'all for watching. If I can turn this off.